Hi, happy Wednesday. Okay, I'm sitting in my kids' playroom, cleaning up toys, of course, and wanted to come on and share with you two success stories with Adaptive from yesterday and today. So, yesterday I was in therapy, and my therapist was bringing up some things from my past that definitely brought up like a lot of emotion. I think my therapist is at the point now where he's really pushing me and, trying to get me to grow and improve and not be stuck in some of these untrue stories and repetitive thoughts that are destructive. Are you with me? Some of us who self-sabotage, raise your hand. But as he was pushing me through some of these uncomfortable feelings and I'm sitting in that discomfort, I could feel the anxiety building up, and I didn't have my adaptive in the room, and I started to have a panic attack. And so it was the end of my session, and I walked to the car, and I had a paper bag, and I put a drop of adaptive into the paper bag. And so as I was like hyperventilating and going through this panic attack in the car, what normally would last several minutes, it was less than 30 seconds of me having to breathe through that paper bag with the adaptive essential oil in it that completely calmed my mind. It centered me back into my body, realigned me to my soul, and reminded me that progress, not perfection, and to stop getting caught up in these cycles and these destructive behaviors, right? These destructive thoughts. That was success number one. Isn't that such a good tip? Put adaptive in a paper bag. Okay, number two. Today was one of my twins' IEP meetings. So if you don't know, both of my twins have autism, and they're high functioning, but they still need lots of help and therapy and all sorts of things. But today in Mateo's IEP meeting, I brought my adaptive with me. Now, this is the thing. Even if you don't know, I'm just going to kind of give you like a little taste of what my experience has been like before. So typically and if you've been in IEP meetings, you can totally relate. If you haven't, what it is it's an individualized education plan meeting. So you're creating this accommodations type plan and setting goals for your child alongside the special ed teacher with their mainstream teacher. And so as I'm going through these meetings, I always have a ton of anxiety, and I sweat, and I become like, I can feel upset when I'm not heard. And that's oftentimes what happens in these types of meetings, because schools are not typically equipped to give your child all the accommodations they need. And if it's not specifically affecting their academic environment, then they dismiss it, right? Even if it's something behavioral that happens right when the bell rings, and if it's outside the classroom at all, or even if it's like on the way out of the classroom, it doesn't get put into the IEP. And so there are so many things that can affect their school day that aren't being recognized, and their needs aren't being met. So typically in these IEP meetings over the years, I've become very anxious. And today I brought my adaptive, and everyone in the room was so impressed. Now you have the same administrators and the same OTs and therapists and special ed teacher that sit at the round table with you. Okay, so year after year you meet with the same people. And they had all commented at how calm I was and how uplifted I felt, and that I was so light and airy today. And they said, "What are you doing that's different?" I said, "I'm using this adaptive calming blend from doTERRA, and it's totally calming my mind right now." Like, it blew my mind how much it worked. And I think that's like the funniest part about essential oils for me, is that like I sell them and I love them and I use them all the time, and yet every time they work, I'm so like pleasantly surprised. So I just wanted to come on and share that experience with you, along with the paper bag technique from yesterday, and to say I can't believe we're on day 22 and we only have a week left, and I am super bummed, but I also know that it's time for us to go out into the world and to take these experiences with us and to continue to be on this healing journey together. So I'm not going to delete this Facebook group. It's always going to be here for you if you ever need it. But we still have a week left, so don't say goodbye just yet. Have an awesome Wednesday.